Hello, this is Chris Schultz with Gary Hoff, Friday Night Victors. We are doing our FNV 2019 episode 4 of our podcast. Gary, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. It's season's quickly approaching.
It is.
Where I thought it was just last week I thought it was a long ways away. Now all of a sudden it's in front of us.
First games are officially 22 days away.
That's right.
On Thursday, August 29th. Practice starts officially on this Monday, the 12th of August. Mm-hmm. Most schools will be going with 2-a-days, and that's some pretty cool stuff. How are you feeling about that? Excited?
Yeah,
ready to go?
Another season. Number 3 for Friday Night Victors. Number 10 since you started.
I think this is actually the 11th season if you count.
9,
Start with
10,
9,
11,
yeah.
12, 13, I don't know. Okay, 11th season total. Wow, that's pretty good.
Something like that.
You've made it somehow.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up, and are you have plans to get out to any practices at all, or?
I'll go see a few teams for sure. I've been out to see in the past Jefferson, Ida, Monroe, CC. I'll probably go out and try to see some other teams. I want to go see Wyford. I want to see what they got going on over there.
They got something going on.
They got something going on at Wyford. I want to go check that out.
I don't know if
Plus, I love that double wing. So
I don't know if it's the water or
that could be Ottawa Lake.
Yeah, there you go.
Lake. Yeah.
There is water there.
Yep.
Okay, so once again, we have sponsorship opportunities available this year on FridayNightVictors.com. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? And you don't have to get specific, other than if you want to sponsor a team or be part of what we're doing to try and expand high school football in Southern Wayne and all of Monroe County. Why don't you talk about the sponsors we do have as well? We've brought on some new people.
Well, first of all, let's talk about the numbers. We're going to have, if you go on past years, we're going to have approximately 400,000 views by people, right, viewers, over the next 4 months. So the season, we're going to have probably...
I would say by the state championships, we will have 400,000 viewers.
So for a very, very low price, if you wanted to sponsor our blog, advertise on our blog, be a part of the high school football community, support your team,
you'd be surprised at how cost effective it is.
Extremely cheap. Inquire within.
Yeah, send us an email.
And send us an email or hit us up on Twitter, anything, whatever, and we'll get you the info. I just think a business it's a can't miss as far as that goes. But
we've been told by radio people out there that for the cost we do it for, it's a no-brainer.
Right. The amount of views we get and the cost we provide and what we provide the sponsors is low, dirt cheap. So if you have a business out there or what have you, hit us up and we will let you know what's going on with that. So so our sponsors, we just picked up Cakes by Stephanie,
which is in Monroe.
On Monroe Street, right next to Tiffany's. Everyone knows where that is. I
love that place. I've had cakes from there numerous times, and whether you have a wedding or a graduation party or confirmation or down where I work, they do quinceañeras, which is, I think, is 15-year-old birthday parties. I don't know. They have it all.
Well, I went to buy some cupcakes for a little birthday bash here where I work, and they were awesome cupcakes. They weren't your typical cupcakes. These were Cakes by Stephanie cupcakes, and they were amazing. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yes, so thank you to Stephanie and Tommy for that sponsorship. And who else? We got Gerwick. This will be Gerwick's Nissan's third year with us.
Third year. They're our main sponsor, and we're really appreciative to them over there.
Absolutely.
And we just brought on JJ's Sports Video.
Yep.
Which is Jared Jansen.
Yeah.
He is the head basketball coach over at Ida High School, and he coaches some other sports as well, doesn't he?
He's a sports guy.
Yeah, he really is. He's a big advocate.
Absolutely. So we're right in his wheelhouse. So hopefully we can help him out, drum up some more business for him.
Yeah, and he does great work, and he's going to contribute as well. We have a video and image gallery that we will be able to do things this year, and he's going to submit stuff to that, and so we appreciate Jared coming on board. And then we have Level Up Training back again.
Yep, John Carabino over at Level Up Training in Monroe on Stewart Road. Again, this is right in his wheelhouse.
Yes, the Level Up Sports Complex now, so it's kind of his gig.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal over
Who else
there.
we got out there?
I don't know, who else? Oh, Vince's.
Vince's.
Out in Newport.
Go get a hot dog.
Go get a chili dog. Dollar Dog Mondays out there in Newport, Ponopo. They've been with us for a while. A good friend of mine, Jeff, is, and been Little Vinny's out there in Newport. Great chili.
Okay.
Great fries. Great burgers.
Right. So we got that all out there.
I think that those are our sponsors, and looking for more.
Yeah, we are. So, okay. Well, let's talk about the season. I know we'll get into the scrimmages. A lot of times, people don't know when the scrimmages are.
Right.
The teams will practice for approximately 2 weeks, and then normally on the Thursday before the first game, and I know there's one on Friday before the first game this year, the teams get out, and it's basically a controlled practice against another school, and sometimes that information doesn't get out there. We have all that information for you. We will put it up on the website probably in the next week or so. We will do that. Why don't I do this? I'm going to throw you a curveball. You recently wrote an article for the website that is going to go up on Friday, which was a 2018 year in review.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that a little bit? I mean, throw some stuff out there if you can. Is this too much off the top of your head?
Well, no, I came into work early a few days and knocked it out. But I did one last year as well. Well, we had 10 out of 16. We covered 16 teams. 10 of them for the second year in a row made the playoffs.
Nice.
Which is pretty darn good. Mm-hmm. So we cover some good teams. You're falling off the screen here.
Oh, sorry. We really didn't have anybody make it too deep of a run.
Not this year. Riverview the year before made it to the state semifinals. SMCC was the lone team that made it to the regional round, and they lost that game. And they got clipped at the goal line. Mm-hmm. We'd have 10 teams and some district champions, some those that won a pre-district game, won some playoff games. Grozeal won the Huron League. Whiteford won the TCC, and Carlson was a co-champ with Woodhaven in the Downriver League. So we had 3 champions and 10 out of the 16 playoff qualifiers, and a lot of other teams improved. One team in particular was the first one I did in Airport. The record was the same, 4-5, but they took a step forward in my mind, although they didn't win more games this year than last year than the year before. But Airport was one team that I noticed that took a nice little step forward, and we'll see what they can do.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I think they were a much better team than they were the year before, but the record didn't indicate that. Flat Rock was one of those teams that was kind of snake bit a little bit. They were 4-5 and lost 3 games by really, really small margins, so they were really close to flipping the script, so to speak, and changing it around, and that would have gotten them into the playoffs.
Yeah, but you look for the 2018 year in review to be posted on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to come out early Friday morning sometime, so it's really good stuff, and we'll get that out there.
I don't know about that, but
no, it is. I read it. It's good, so I wouldn't put it up there if it wasn't
okay.
Good.
All right. Okay.
So, let's jump into the scrimmages that we do have going on in the first couple of weeks after practice gets started. Most teams will be doing 2-a-days next week, and then the following week, they'll go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then most teams will practice, have a scrimmage on Thursday. One of the cooler scrimmages with a lot of the teams, 3 teams that we cover, is the Airport Jets, the Monroe Trojans, along with Ferndale. They're going to be over at Carlson High School on Thursday, August 22nd. It looks like a 9:30 or a 10 a.m. start.
Yeah, Coach told me 9 a.m., so maybe get there
it's
a little early.
A little early. I had heard a different time, but that's okay.
I plan on going to that.
Well, I think that would be a good one to go to. So if you want to get out and see, some of the better teams all on one field, and that's a nice place to go see a scrimmage.
Certainly is.
That'd be a good one to go to. Then we have Bedford is going to be over at Northville again this year. And Novi Catholic Central is going to be there, and Romulus. That is on the 22nd at 6 p.m. So that would be a place you can go see the Kicking Mules go against some pretty good competition.
Sure. Well, yeah, Catholic Central, they're tough.
Yeah, and then also on that Thursday at 5:30 p.m. out at Dundee, you will have the Vikings hosting the Jefferson Bears, Advanced Technology Academy, and then Sand Creek. So they'll be getting started over there at 5:30.
You guys bit off some squads there. You're going to get a good test. That's good.
Well,
for advanced tech.
For advanced tech.
Yeah,
So
advanced
I mean,
tech.
with my school being over there, this is our first year of varsity football. I think it'll just be a good opportunity to practice against someone that isn't ourselves. And I think on our end, and most people, you just want to get out of the scrimmages healthy and see what your
right. Well,
how your kids hit and how they react against.
You're going to get your
someone
run.
else.
Your run defense is going to be tested.
Yeah, we'll get our fill
Dundee
of that.
and Sand Creek. So
right.
Yep.
So also on that Thursday at 6 p.m. over at Etzel Ford, you will have Flat Rock and Berkeley over there with the Thunderbirds. At Huron at 6 p.m. This is kind of a new one this year. We have Summerfield, Lincoln Park, Allen Park, Cabrini, all over at Huron at 6 p.m. A good one that I really like, and I would love to get out there if I possibly could, maybe escape being over at Dundee, would be Ida at Whiteford. I don't know who else is there. Maybe it's just the two teams. I'm not sure, but
I think there's more. I think there's two other teams.
Yeah, there
I'm
probably
not sure.
is, but no one gave me that information. But that's at 5:30 p.m.
Right.
In the morning at 10 a.m. on that Thursday is Milan and Jackson Northwest over at Dexter. That seems to be kind of the place that they always seem to go to. Also on Thursday, you have SMCC and Roseville are going to be. Is it Roseville?
No, it's actually changed this year. It's SMCC and Redford Thurston.
Oh, Redford Thurston.
At
okay.
Trenton.
At Trenton at 6 p.m. And then we have Erie Mason is going to be home that day at 6 p.m. There's 6 or 7 other teams going to be there, but the one that jumped off the thing for me is Reading. I believe Adrian Madison is going to be there.
Yeah,
Hanover Horton.
I got it right
and,
here. Erie Mason, this is at Erie Mason, 6 p.m. Reading, Leslie, White Pigeon, Hanover Horton, and Adrian Madison. So a nice little mix there.
Yeah, so that'll be going over there. And then I didn't really get any information on Groseal other than I know every year they're always on Thursday. It's always at 5:30, and it's usually at home against the Detroit school. I know the last 2-3 years it's been against Detroit Western. So you have that one. And then we have one on Friday. And that's Riverview is switching from their normal one. They used to be over at John Glenn. They're going over to Dearborn High, and that is going to be at 5:30 p.m.
I'm going to check that out.
So, yeah, I think that's probably something. I'm assuming there's going to be some other teams there as well. I just didn't see on the schedule who else was listed.
I love these scrimmages. I'm taking Thursday off work. It's like a holiday for me. So I'm probably going to go check out the Monroe Scrimmage Airport and
in Carlson.
And then, I didn't see any 11, 12 o'clock starts.
No, it doesn't look like
usually is one in there.
Yeah, it's usually the Etzel Ford one that
So
we went to last year, but they moved that to later in the day.
I'll go to that morning one, and then I'll go check out SMCC, see how they look like against these big boys, Thurston and Trenton. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Fun. Where are you going to be? Will you be Advanced Tech?
Yeah, I got to go see my guys down at Advanced Tech down at Dundee, and that, like I said, that'll be good for us. It'll be a chance to go against teams that run the ball, so it'll be good for us. So what else we got? I mean, it's just that time, right?
It's that time of the year.
It's football season, and we need you all to get excited, and we are going to be doing probably a couple of podcasts per week. We haven't broken it down of how we're going to do our picks or our follow-ups, but we are going to do one video, and I think we might get away from the live recording stuff, at least on Twitter and Facebook. I'm just not a big fan of that.
Okay.
I don't know if it comes off professional or not, especially when I have to sit here with my glasses on because I can't see anything.
You look studious. That's okay.
My 2.5 cheaters, I think you call them. So, I'm gonna throw out a couple questions at you.
Hit me with it.
Okay. Can SMCC get to Ford Field? Boom. There's one right off the bat.
Okay. Well, first of all, Frank, I know you're watching, listening. Throw some questions at us. Frank wants to get involved here. Anyway, okay. But Coach Kip isn't. I don't want me talking about this. I can tell you that right now.
I think they can get there.
Okay. Here's my thing.
Depends where they're at, 6 or 7.
What division? So they're going to be around the border of 6 and 7. You think they're going 6? They very well could. If they go 6, I think it'll be a little bit of an easier trip. You're looking at Blissfield, Brooklyn, Columbia Central, those Hillsdale, those types of things in 6. Ithaca, if they get that far, of course. And Ithaca this year is going to be fantastic. They were down a little bit last year, but they're going to be great again this year. But if they stay in 7, you're looking at this. That's the true blue blood division. You're looking at the likes of Traverse City, St. Francis. You're looking at the likes of Jackson, Lumen Christi, who could possibly win Division 4 with the players they have.
Where were they at last year? Were they 6?
6, and they won it all 3 years in a row.
And then you got Reading's going to be in there probably again.
Well, they were 8.
They were 8?
They were 8. They beat Whiteford in 8 last year. So, yeah. Well, Reading's...
Oh, it was Cassopolis that beat SMCC.
And they're going to be good again, too. Cassopolis and, Madison Heights, Madison. There's all kinds of great schools. So, Division 7, in my mind, is a little bit tougher than Division 6.
I think the road would be tougher in 6, but the better of all the teams would be in Division 7 when you're looking at a Jackson Lumen Christi.
I think once you hit the regional...
It doesn't matter.
I think they're both probably about the same. Maybe the earlier rounds would be easier in 7, but your question was, can they get to Fort Field with some fortune?
Okay, well, I think possible. That takes that for most everybody. Okay, we'll throw another curveball at you. You can throw one at me if you want. Sure. Erie Mason.
Is there a question? That is the question. Erie Mason. Erie Mason. Boy, I think they got to improve. I think this is the year. Coach Boudry, I think, took over this program.
They've been young the last 2 years.
It's terribly young. I mean, if that's how you want to put it, very young. You can't win in the LCAA with freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. You have to have good seniors.
Right.
Senior leadership, and I think this is the year that he's been building for, this year and next year. And we'll see what they have. But it's just in the LCAA, it is tough.
It's tough.
There's no easy games. There's no easy games at all. And I don't know. I know this is their last year in the LCAA. They're going to the TCC next year, which is a much better fit for them, I believe. Mm-hmm. Their enrollment's dropping. But I look this year. I don't think they're going to be 1-8. I'm looking at at least a couple game difference, if not more. And I think it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I would
their quarterback Noah Boudry, excellent, outstanding player.
He really is.
So we'll see. It's going to be fun no matter what. Yeah.
How about your boys down at Ida?
Well,
I say your boys. We always expect so little from Ida, and it's bit us. So you're not going to see that happen.
I predicted them, I think, to go 4-5 last year, and never again.
And I had 5-4. I believe,
something like that. No, I'm 9-0. Whatever. But they have a very good system there.
They do. They're well coached. Yeah. They got good kids. Yeah. They have great support from their community, as do most of our schools.
Yeah, I think that's big in Ida. They're a big football community. They get behind those players and those coaches, and that matters.
I'd be surprised if they didn't get to the playoffs. I know I mentioned earlier in one of the other podcasts that game against Airport in Week 1 is going to be a big game because both those schools have a pretty tough league schedule. So that could creep into play. Who else we got here? What about Bedford? What are your thoughts on Bedford? We got a new coach coming in. Guy's been successful everywhere we've been.
I'm going to toss that to you.
I don't know how that ended up me. I live in Wayne County, and you live in southern Monroe County.
You are on record.
Anything about Bedford?
You're on record and saying Bedford's going to be good this year.
I think this: if Bedford can defend properly, right? I don't know what their scheme is going to be. I think with their coach and the running back they have coming back, Christian Brown. Right? And for some reason in the NFL, apparently running backs don't matter anymore.
I guess not.
Is the same, but they sure matter in high school football. And if they can find a way to get him the ball and have a nice offensive line again, obviously the schedule's tough in the SEC red, but I think they're going to have a solid team in general.
Frank has a question for us. Christian Brown will lead Monroe County in rushing. Buy or sell?
Yeah, I would buy all over that.
I would buy it too.
Yep.
Absolutely buy it. Mm-hmm. Either him or, Ida seems to run the heck out of the ball, or Whiteford. Any running back on Whiteford's team is going to get 1,500 yards. So, but I would buy that. Christian Brown.
Okay. How about Jefferson Bears? They've been down for the last couple of years. Getting better.
Yep.
Schedule works out a little bit better this year. Thoughts on that? They're going to get some wins.
Well, they have Annapolis as an opener. I think it's a great opener for them. Let's get off the snide. It's I think they start off 1-0.
Okay. Yeah.
Word is they might be opening up the offense a little bit this year. I don't know.
I heard it's a little bit different look, and I don't know if that's the case or not. We don't know. It's early.
They've been T the last 2 years, and I think they only scored 60 points last year.
Okay.
Which obviously isn't going to get it done. So that may cause you to want to change up things a little bit to suit your talent. So yeah, I don't think Jefferson's going 0-9. As a matter of fact, I will put it out now. Jefferson's going to win some football games this year, and
and I think they've got Voyager, Week 9. Detroit Voyager, which used to be Detroit Consortium. I think that's a winnable game. And then I think there are a couple winnable games in the Huron League. So
I think so.
I think there's a possibility there. Okay, let's throw one more out there and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Carlson, year 3 of Coach Jack Jarmo.
Yep.
What are your thoughts there? Obviously, they got the Michigan State commit in Ian Stewart, but I have a tendency to believe that as good as they've been the last 2 years, at least in the Downriver League, which is a solid league but has a tendency to struggle a little bit when they get in the playoffs.
Right.
I think year 3 is going to be a big turning point for the Marauders. Your thoughts on that?
Well, year 3 of Coach Jarmo, first year they won the Downriver League. Second year they won the Downriver League. So third year, why not win the Downriver League? I don't think they're going to take a step back. I think they're just going to push forward, like you're saying.
And I guess my question was going to be, where does that go into the playoffs? Depends who they draw, obviously.
Well, you know who they're going to draw. This is what this one's going to look like. I predict Carlson. They're probably going to lose a game. I'm going to pick them to go 8-1, and they're going to draw a Riverview, most likely, or a Allen Park, a team like that. It's either going to be a team in their conference, Trenton, Allen Park, Riverview. They're going to play one of those teams. I think they could beat those teams, and then they're looking at Division 3. I think they're going to be in Division 3 this year. From there, you got to face the almighty Muskegon, depending on how far you get. And
right.
No one's going to beat Muskegon this year. That's my take on it, anyway. Detroit King is going to be Division 2, so they don't have to worry about those guys.
Okay, so my question on that: you say they go 8-1.
Yeah.
Does that include a win or a loss over Harper Woods? Or do they run the table in the Downriver and lose to a Harper Woods, or do they beat Harper Woods and drop a game in the Downriver?
I don't know. Was it the East English coach that moved to?
Yeah, Ron Oden is over there.
So East English coach Ron Oden moved to Harper Woods.
Yeah, this is his second year there.
East English's enrollment dropped down 250, and Harper Woods went up 250. I don't get it, but draw your own conclusions.
It is
but
what it is.
They're going to be good. They're going to have great players. That's going to be a great game. It's going to be the, Jack Jarmo style of football and discipline, hard work, that type of thing, versus a team that's going to toss it around and fly all over the field. It's an interesting contrast. So I don't know who's going to win that game. I'm just saying it's very, very hard to go 9-0. It's just it's darn hard to go 9-0. So they're going to lose a game. They're Allen Park, Woodhaven.
Yeah,
those teams are good. You're going to trip up.
I would agree.
But yeah, how far can they go? I think they get to a regional. I'll make that call.
There you go. Very good. Well, with that, let's. We're going a little long. Why don't we wrap up episode 4? Sure. But we just wanted to get that information out there to you. Once again, please visit us over at FridayNightVictors.com. If you are interested in advertising, send us an email or something like that.
400,000 views in the next 4 months. Extremely cheap. Can't beat it. If you get a business, let us know.
Yeah, and we'll get you hooked up.
Yep.
All right. So with that, we'll say goodbye to everyone, and we'll see you next time.